Oh, hi everybody. We're here from Exelon to talk about the STEM Leadership Academy. So this is an opportunity that you can take part in. If you are a high school girl, you can take part in our year-round activities. And if you are currently in 10th or 11th grade, you can take part in our summer STEM Leadership Academy, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So just so you kind of know the agenda, I'm going to go through this presentation, give you an idea about some of the things we do at the Academy. We're going to watch a couple of videos from our in-person Academy from 2019, and then you'll get to see a fun video of our virtual format that we did in 2020, so you can get an idea kind of both feels of the Academy. Then I'll talk about Exelon really quickly so you know what I mean when I say the energy industry. You're going to learn about the energy industry. I'll give you a quick overview of that as well. And then we have some amazing panelists that can talk more about their personal experience with the Academy. So we have one of our teacher mentors here, and we also have a student and then a coordinator of the Academy who can talk some more about that. So with that, I'm going to jump into our presentation. So the STEM Leadership Academy, you're going to do a lot of different fun activities, and one of them is to learn about the energy industry. So the entire week of the Academy is encompassing the energy industry, climate change, renewable energy. So some things that we've done in the past is visiting Exelon facilities, so nuclear plants, whether that's in person or virtually. So you can kind of learn about the types of energy that's used to actually get power to your home. Another thing that you'll get to do is hear from engineers and other leaders in the energy industry. So you'll get to hear directly from those that actually work at the nuclear plants and other engineers that work in the utility sector to bring the energy to your home. And you'll also get to understand the science behind renewable energy. So climate change and renewable energy is a topic that's discussed a lot at the Academy. And another fun activity that's been done is energy audits. So you can understand at different facilities how they can improve their energy usage and then take that back home with you after the Academy. One of the other big parts of the Academy is really just getting to network with women in STEM. Not only are you a girl interested in STEM that gets to now be surrounded by peers who are also interested in STEM and energy, but you'll get to meet leaders from your area that work in the energy industry as well as your local civic government. So it's really a great networking opportunity for you to meet different leaders in the area as well as make new friends that have the same interests as you. Another really great part of the Academy is working on your professional skills. So not only are you learning technical things about climate change, renewable energy, nuclear energy, but you're getting to public speak, you're getting to network. And as a part of this energy challenge that I'll talk about on the next slide, you get to do a presentation to leaders in the energy industry. So all around, you're working on professional skills. We'll also do sessions centered around interviewing, internships, really strengthening your personal brand. So it's an all-around really great professional development skills as well you'll get out of the Academy. So next, you get to work on these fun challenges kind of all week. You're taking these things that you learned and you're applying them to an energy challenge that you'll work with a team on. And the winning teams get great prizes, so that's another plus of the Academy. But you really get to use your critical thinking skills, your teamwork, your engineering skills that you've learned throughout the week. So kind of everything comes together in this end of the week energy challenge that you'll do with your teammates. So now that you have a bit of an idea about the Academy, kind of what we do, we'll start off with watching this video from the 2019 Academy that gives you an idea of some of the stuff we did then. And let me know if you guys can hear the audio on this as well.
What really got me interested in STEM is that I did art when I was younger. They actually got me into like design buildings, so that was architecture, and I know I could do something with architectural engineering.
The Exelon Foundation and United Nations He for She initiative partnered together to create a program for high school girls who are going into their junior and senior years. It's called the STEM Innovation Leadership Academy, and the program fosters interest in STEM and awareness of jobs that are available to young women going on to college or moving into the trades. This summer, in 3 cities, Chicago, at the University of Maryland, and also in Philadelphia, we had 60 young women in each of the academies.
So we're working on making a building at Drexel University more energy efficient, and we're making a net zero plan.
And what net zero basically means is using zero energy.
That's the main focus, using less energy. And so we're working on changing light bulbs to LED light bulbs so that use less energy. We added solar panels too, and really big windows so the natural light can come in.
It's been really interesting so far, actually. We've gotten to go to a lot of places that people normally don't get to go. And we've learned a lot about energy and sustainability and how to focus on your impact on the environment.
And once you figure out that you're all around the same age and you all have the same interests and you're all here for the same reason, these relationships, you would have thought that we had them for years, and we literally only know each other a week.
I wanted to meet girls my age that are interested in the same thing as me. I wanted to see what careers STEM could allow me to do when I get older.
You just have to maintain confidence. You're as good as anybody else. And you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I want this, it's my passion, and don't allow anybody to derail you.
So all week we've been meeting with Exelon executives. They tell us that we are the future and that we are the leaders and that we can do so much with our background. It doesn't matter where we come from, it depends on where we're going, and we can't limit ourselves to what others think about us.
Great. So as you guys can see, all of the networking, fun hands-on weekly challenges. I do want to give a disclaimer right now that we haven't made an official decision on if the Academy will be in person or not for 2021. So keep an eye out for that. We're following local health guidelines. We might end up doing a mix of both, but definitely, as you'll see in the next video, there is no lack of fun activities and involvement, even if we're in a virtual format. So from that, I'm going to show you this video, which was made by one of our mentors, one of our student mentors actually, that was at the camp. So this is a student mentor made video that quickly highlights just some of the fun activities, the material drop-offs that happened for the virtual academy in 2020. Great. So as you can see, it's still really fun. You get material sent to you. There's still these hands-on aspects. So our partners need to do a really great job of making sure that you're still getting all of these energy challenges and hands-on activities. So also for those students that are here, if you have any questions as well, please feel free to use the raise hand function or let me know, and I can kind of stop and answer your questions. But you also get an opportunity to ask some questions to our panelists in the next part as well. Great. So with that, if there's no more questions, I'm going to quickly talk about Exelon Corporation as an overview. There's just a few slides here just so you can kind of understand what the energy industry is and who Exelon is actually putting on the STEM Academy. So first off, Exelon is a leading energy provider. We produce some of the cleanest and lowest cost power energy. So we work in all stages. We do power generation, energy sales, transmission, and delivery. So as a part of the Academy, you get to learn about kind of all of these different aspects of the energy industry. Exelon really is dedicated to safety in their communities, also innovation and diversity, which you'll see a lot in the Academy as well as you interact with different Exelon employees. So this slide just kind of highlights that we do a lot of employee volunteering. We also have a lot of utility companies. We have 6 utility companies that serve 10 million electric and gas customers in the United States. So that's why our academy is kind of so spread out, which you'll see here on some of our next slides as well on the map. As mentioned before, it's generation, sales, transmission, and distribution. So you might recognize in transmission and distribution kind of your distribution company for wherever you are. So here's the map. You can see Baltimore here. This is kind of the service territory that Exelon covers. So we do have 3 different academies across this service territory, including Baltimore, which is where we are today. So that's a quick overview of the Academy, a really quick overview of Exelon, kind of who we are, where we serve. So if you have any questions about the Academy and the presentation, you can go ahead and ask now, but you can also visit exelonstemacademy.org to apply for the Summer Academy, as well as to see our year-round events. So if there are no other questions, with that, we can jump into the panel discussion. So were there any questions? Let me stop sharing here so I can actually see everybody. Okay, so with that, Justine, do you want to introduce our panel, or do you want me to go ahead and do it if your internet is?
Yeah, I'll give this a try. So Justine Gentis, I work for Exelon, and I'm the Community Engagement Manager. And it has been a complete pleasure to be working on the STEM Leadership Academy since we launched it. This is now our 4th year, and we have, I gotta say, we've had a ball, right? We've learned a lot, and we have enjoyed kind of making new friends, learning new things, and really forming a community among the young women in particular, but I would say also among the teacher mentors. You're going to meet kind of a little bit of all of those people today. It's really a great team that comes together to make this program. So I want to introduce you to our panelists. And first up is Elizabeth, and she's a student who participated this past summer. And that is important for many reasons. I think she'll have a lot of great things to say about the Academy, but I think also with the idea that we might be virtual again this summer, I think maybe Elizabeth can tell you a little bit about how that worked and whether she still enjoyed the week that she spent with us, even though we were doing it virtually and not on a college campus. So that'll sort of be one thing that I'll be asking about. And then I also want to introduce Lashray, who's been a teacher mentor with the program and just great at leading activities, great at getting to know the young women. You know, when we say teacher, yes, she's been a teacher. She's really been like a facilitator and a counselor and a friend, I think. So we'll have her speak to that as well. And then Rebecca Lamb, who is our partner in running the program from the NEED project. And she's been with us from day one, putting this all together. So those are our 3 panelists. And I think we'll jump in and maybe just talk about, from each of your perspectives, would you say something about your favorite thing about the STEM Leadership Academy? If you can identify a favorite thing, and if you've got to list a couple of things, that's fine too.
All right, is it okay if I start first?
Please do, that'd be great, thank you.
All right, awesome. There are so many wonderful things about this academy, but the first thing that really stands out to me is the opportunity that you as a student will receive in order to get to know people who are already in the energy field, meeting executives. The best part to me is the actual dinner where you get an opportunity to talk one-on-one and ask those tough questions, those things that you're wondering about already, as far as you going to college or you attending a trade school or deciding what type of career that you'll be interested in. In addition to that, as Justine said earlier, the wonderful activities that we have. I saw so many young ladies get the opportunity to do things that they didn't even know that they can do. And not only did they do them, but they excelled at them. That is one of the most exciting things about this program. And now I'm going to pass it off to Elizabeth, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am. So one of the, hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth. One of the most interesting, or one of my favorite parts about the STEM Academy program is the activities that we got to do, because like she said earlier, the activities that we did they weren't activities that I was used to doing. You know, I would do hands-on activities at school, but never something of that sort. So it just opened my perspective to a new world. So I really enjoyed that, and it really got me out there and open-minded.
Elizabeth, did you do a home energy audit? Was that part of the activities that you did this past summer?
Yes, I did.
Can you just say a little bit about kind of the kit that you received to be able to participate in the academy, and just sort of like when you were unpacking that kit, just say a little bit about what was in there.
Well, when I received the kit, I actually received it in the mail, and that was actually like one of the first times that I would participate in a program and they would send, you know, items to me or materials to me. And the kit was just basically what we would be doing for that activity. So just unpacking it, it was in a big box, and I actually left it in the box so that I wouldn't get it all, you know, everywhere, because I have family members. So you know, when you're dealing in a virtual setting and you're at home, you have to be cautious about stuff like that. So I just left it in the box, and while we were traveling throughout the program or navigating throughout the program, I would just pull it out one by one and you know, utilize the materials that was given to me. So it's actually very manageable. It's not very difficult being in a virtual setting, you know, as far as participating in the program. I think everyone will love it. The activities were still fun regardless of whether we were at home. I know that if we were in person, it would be fun as well. But the STEM Academy program did a very great job of still making the activities fun while we were in a virtual setting and allowing us to get a very great experience, so we don't miss out on the great opportunities that we have.
Great. Rebecca, do you want to add to all of that?
Sure, yeah. So I will just say, in terms of favorite things, I have favorite things that are different than other people's favorite things. My favorite things are either going on field trips or talking to people who work in these facilities and in these places, because like there are things that most people don't get to do, which is pretty cool. I didn't have the opportunity to like talk to somebody who ran a nuclear power plant until I was an adult. That's pretty cool. And then the other thing I'll add about the kit, we had a lot of fun putting these kits together. When possible, we delivered them in person with some balloons and some fun. But in addition to just the hands-on materials, we also sent some snacks. We sent some t-shirts. Everybody who participates in the program gets an iPad as well. So we sent that in a case with a keyboard and everything for that. So we had as much fun putting that all together for you guys. We're always trying to come up with fun things to do.
That's so true. Rebecca, maybe we'll stay with you for a second, and then I'll circulate this question around. What do you think young women can gain from attending the STEM Leadership Academy? What are the advantages?
I think there are a lot. So I think the neat thing about the Academy, as opposed to maybe like some of the other camps or things that you can attend in the summer, is that you're really getting kind of the best of both worlds. You're getting some hands-on experience, you're getting to work in groups, you're getting to do kind of real world challenges with your team, kind of like you're working, right? But then you also get that access to people and professionals. And I think one of the things that's been cool for me to see kind of long term after that week-long academy ended is that these professionals are still really interested in your success. So a lot of the professionals and a lot of the participants from our last couple academies have joined our mentorship program that goes throughout the year so that they can continue those relationships, continue those bonds, continue to get access and information. So that's been really cool to me, is to see those connections. I do a lot of college recommendations for our participants these days.
Yep, I just wrote a couple of them myself, so that was a pleasure to be asked to do it. Elizabeth, do you want to say anything about what you think young women can really gain, aside from an iPad that you get to keep? What else is an advantage of participating in the program?
Well, like Ms. Rebecca Lamb said, the conversations with women in science actually, it helped me a lot because coming from Baltimore City, there's not a lot of people who are engaging in this, STEM aspect. So also being from a school that engages in science and math, I was really interested in elaborate or like developing my STEM background, and just having those conversations and those discussions and sit-ins with women in STEM allowed me to really see what it's like to work in the STEM field. And because I want to work in the STEM field as well, I was able to understand and get that perspective of the ups and downs and how people get into their positions. So I think I just gained more knowledge of that area to help me with my career path, which is another thing that I joined, another reason why I joined the program as well.
And not to put you too much on the spot, but would you talk about what you're hoping to go on to do, if you know, in terms of a career? What do you want to study? What do you want to do?
Yes, I actually want to be a neurosurgeon, and I also want to deal with the technical aspect of that as well.
Awesome. LaSheree, do you want to say from your perspective what you think young women gain from participating in the program? You have a little bit of a different sense of that. Not right now. She'll be back. It looks like maybe she had some internet issues of her own. I thought I was the only one. So she'll come back. So Rebecca and Elizabeth, could you talk about the STEM topics that we cover in the Academy? Because, we don't go into everything, right? We don't do a whole lot of biology, for instance. We do a lot of technology. We do engineering. Some other science things we'll sometimes talk about, but since it's really focused, that week during the summer is really focused kind of on the Exelon kind of energy industry. That doesn't always include like marine science, for instance, because we don't do a lot of that, although we do a little bit of that at Calvert Cliffs on the Chesapeake Bay. But at any rate, not to divert. So can you two talk about the kinds of things that we do in terms of STEM topics?
Well, I remember from my week-long experience at the Academy that we were actually discussing about energy saving, which is something that I learned during the Academy because, we touch on those topics during school or when we're learning in physics, but being a part of this program actually allowed me to gain more of an understanding of what it means to save energy and different sources of energy as well. So I guess we touch more on physics. That was one thing that I noticed during the Academy. We were talking more about physics, which is a course that I took my junior year because I was a junior going into my senior year when I was a part of the Academy. So I was able to relate more on that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you don't have to have taken physics necessarily to be successful in the Academy. I think, I think energy just by its nature is very physics related, but we talk about energy, sustainability is a big part of it. So that's, part of that is energy saving. Like, what does that mean? Yeah, mom may tell you to flip off the light switch, but like, what does that mean? Where does that connect? What happens when you flip a light switch? So sustainability, climate change, touch on that, understanding the connections between those things, and really all the different careers associated with that, because you don't just have to become an engineer to work in that field. And I will say one of the things that I think is cool as kind of an energy geek, if you're not an energy geek, energy is so pervasive in your life. Like you don't even realize it. The people in Texas realize it right now because they have no power, but you don't realize how important this sector of the world is to your life, to how you get around, to how you do everything in your day. And so whether it becomes a career or doesn't become your career, it's something that is impactful in your life, regardless of what you do with the rest of your life. So I became a huge energy geek when I realized that. But it's definitely a topic that a lot of people don't know a ton about, but we'll walk you through it. We get you everything you need to know.
I think speaking of that, Elizabeth, were there any things that after you spent that week thinking a little bit about climate change or thinking more about it if you were already something of an environmental activist, was there anything that at the end of the week you started doing differently or you were encouraging your family to do differently in that regard?
Yeah, I was actually about to talk about that. So I learned while I was in the academy that the hose that's on the water, I forgot what it's called, but you know, the sink, and then the hose, it has like a hose, and then there's the other, I actually forgot what it's called, I'm sorry. But if you guys understand what I'm saying, there's a hose, and then there's just the regular water that just runs down the water faucet. So I learned that the hose actually saves more water, it saves more energy, and it's just like, that was something interesting to me. So I told my family about it so we could, you know, save more and not, you know, do something that's gonna harm us. So yeah, I just told my family about that, and it actually helped us a lot. That's what we use now. We use more of that than we did, you know, before the program. So that really helped me.
Great, I love you putting it into action. Let's Ray, it looks like you're back with us.
Yeah, sorry about that. Have some technical difficulties.
No worries.
But what I did want to add was about the experience. I know I was gone, so I'm hoping I'm not repeating. The experience of being able to go away and to interact with so many young girls. Also the experience of knowing that STEM isn't this scary word that means that we as young ladies and women can't achieve. And you learn that that week that we are together, whether it's online or whether we are in person, you get an opportunity to see that science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are not these big scary subjects, but they are something that we are actually into, and we don't even know that we're into. But this camp gives you that opportunity to see STEM from a totally different light. And I love that about this.
I think maybe we could talk just a little bit. I so appreciate all of your comments about kind of the accessibility of STEM and the way to really, you've talked also about the hands-on activities related to it, you know, to really like learn it and not needing to come in with a tremendous amount of experience or knowledge about STEM topics, but really be able to sort of learn it in the moment. Another piece, the STEM Leadership Academy also has to do with this leadership aspect, you know, about sort of helping young women to really kind of own themselves, you know, develop their brand, understand who they are, how to talk about that, how to really have a presence. Elizabeth talked about being able to have conversations with some of the leaders at our company, you know, talk about careers with people who are in them. Would any of you want to speak to some of that? What kind of advantages did you see in the program? Did we develop any special skills, or were you glad to be a part of that aspect of it too? Elizabeth, you're also picking up on that doing the mentorship program, the monthly meetings with our employees.
Yes, I was able to pick up some skills, and also, like you said, I'm a part of the mentorship program, and in that program as well, we talk about just our STEM path and our careers. And since I'm going to college, I'm looking at that a lot. So yeah, I was able to pick up on more leadership and just more. I remember we were doing the presentation while we were in the academy. So like, you know, I was able to get more group work. So teamwork is what I'm saying. The teamwork was very fantastic. I was able to meet new people, and we were able to put minds together. And it's very different when you're dealing with people you've never met before, especially in a virtual world. But it was very fun, and we were able to utilize each of our abilities, each of our skills, and come together to form something perfect.
I love that, something perfect. That's awesome. And, you know, we create that challenge for you all and to work in teams because that's really how we work in the professional work. You know, certainly at Exelon, but I think lots of places that I often get charged with solving a problem with a group of people within the company that I haven't worked with before. So to your point, Elizabeth, trying to figure out what everybody brings to that, what the skills are, the knowledge that they have, who wants to learn new things, who wants to show off their expertise that they already have, and then work really quickly together to come to a solution and then present it. And I was amazed at how well you all could do that virtually in the course of a week. Oh, there we go.
If I can just add to that, I mean, I think from my perspective, I think a lot of times people tell our students like one day you're going to be a leader. And I really believe that you're a leader now, you're a leader in your community, you're a leader in your household. So I really, we want to empower you to really explore that, right? You're powerful and you have a voice. And so we want to make sure that that's heard and that you get to stand out as you, and working in those small groups is part of that leadership, part of those presentations that everybody's terrified to make, but it's a great place to make it because you're surrounded by people who are supportive, right? What a great opportunity to get to practice that skill. The other thing is that in addition to attending an academy, we every year take applications and bring back students who have previously attended to be on our student staff. So we bring back about 10 students from the previous academies every year to help run the academy. So you get to help the small groups, you get to work, you get to help lead activities, again, in the supportive environment where you can really kind of stretch what you're comfortable doing, but know that there's somebody there to support you if you're struggling or if things don't work out as you thought they would. So we love seeing that leadership. We love seeing that capability and people grow and feel confident in what they already can do.
Well, we're waiting to see if there are any other questions that you want to post in the chat or unmute or raise your hand. I'll say one more thing about kind of once you've come through this summer academy, but even if you have not, we are offering programs virtually every 2 weeks, really throughout the year. So over these couple of years that since we've been running this program, we realized that maybe we'd like to continue to know each other and learn together all through the year, not just during the summer. So we started off with just the 1 week, and now we've got something going kind of, as I say, about twice a month. So some of those are fun social activities. You know, we get online and kind of have a Zoom party, as it were, and people just kind of hang out and chat or play online games. But we also do career chats with some of our employees. We've got one coming up tomorrow with someone who works for our Northern Illinois utility here in Chicago, and a woman who works as an engineer at our hydro facility, Conowingo Dam. You know, but we also do some hands-on activities. We did something building gears and thinking about that last weekend. So there's a whole range of stuff that you can do with us all through the year, whether you come to the summer program or you don't. But you can really start to build relationships, get a lot of exposure to a lot of people that I think everyone finds really rewarding. I don't want to speak for everyone who participates, but it seems like it because they keep coming back. Elizabeth, do you want to say anything more about those opportunities kind of throughout the year?
Yes.
And I see that Celeste just added some information about those year-round events. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's fine. So the career chats, they're actually really great, and also we do activities throughout the year. So the top favorite of mine was actually the build a generator activity, which is very fun because I've never built a generator. So it was a very new and different experience for me. It was very fun. That was my best. And I still remember the process of making it and we had mentors in the breakout rooms, and we were just asking mentors for help if we needed help. And it was very fun. It was very fun. I think everyone would love it. So I think everyone should join. But yeah, so the activities were very fun. Also, I believe last fall we started the mentorship, and the mentorship sessions are very impactful to me, especially since I'm going to college. I was able to talk to my mentors about the college experience and then the transition and post college. So that's very helpful, and they've influenced me in many aspects. So yeah, the mentorship is great. And I was able to gain more insight on things or different paths that I could go, and what I can do to excel, to achieve my academic, my college and career goals. So that's been very effective as well. Yeah, we've been talking about resumes as well. And the resume workshop that I've attended was also effective. We actually we screen shared our resume, and we were able to critique each other of, the things that would need to be changed, or things that we need to add on our resume to make it better. And yeah, so we just had that talk, and all of those times that we come together, they're fun times. It's never like something that it's never forceful. So we would sign up and attend these sessions, and they're very effective. They will definitely have a positive impact on you in your high school career, your college career, and so on and so forth. And I think that everyone who joins the program will definitely get a great experience out of it, not only from the week-long program, but also post the STEM Academy. You will get more opportunities to engage with other females that are in science, other females that are in the same path as you, trying to also achieve a STEM career, or trying to learn more or develop more of their STEM background as well.
That was beautifully said. Thank you. And there's a question about whether this programming can be added to students' resumes. And I would say absolutely, that putting in that you've participated for sure in the summer STEM Leadership Academy, but even participating kind of in the academy or programming that goes on throughout the year would be great to add to a resume. And I think most of our students that have been participating have done exactly that. I'm going to give just a minute to see if anyone has a last question. But in the meantime, I'm going to see if Rebecca and LaShree have anything that they want to add in before we wrap up this conversation. Elizabeth, you too, but you just said it all so beautifully. I don't know that you have more to contribute, but would love to hear from you if you do.
I would just like to encourage every young lady who actually watches this or who is here now to participate in the program, and to know that this is all about an experience to grow you all the way around. Even if you are concerned that you're not necessarily as excited about energy, it might be just because you don't know about it. I had the opportunity over these last 2 years to meet a lot of these young ladies, and after a week-long workshop, they have noticed that they are actually interested in this, and this is an opportunity. And then the experience of being able to be in a place where you can authentically be yourself. This is an opportunity for you to step up. If you're not that normal go-getter, you're a shy person, this is your time. This camp allows you to be whomever you are trying to grow into being. And your teachers, your mentors, as well as all of the other people who are there, we are rooting for you because we see the potential in you. So I hope you apply, and I look forward to seeing you if you do this summer.
That was really beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think that I can say it better than LaShree, but I'll just say very briefly about the application. The application's online. Celeste has provided the link in the chat, but it's exelonstemacademy.org if you're just listening. And it's a pretty easy application, right? So, obviously the basic information about who you are. There's a couple of really short essay questions, but they're really short. And it's things like, why are you interested in coming? Or what part of STEM are you interested in, right? We want to know you. we will ask for a teacher email address and name. And what we'll do is we take those every couple of weeks. We send them an email with a like a little online survey to fill out about you. So your leadership abilities, how have you shown interest in STEM, those kind of things. Nothing big, but we'll look for those teacher recommendations as well. We know that sometimes the teacher doesn't end up filling out the recommendation. Don't worry, it's okay. We don't want to count you out if something like that happens. And then once we get all those in, we do a review. And then if you're selected for the program, we then come back with some additional questions and information, right? So more information about who you are, more information about what your interests are, so that we can make sure that we get you grouped well, we get you really successful for the program. So it's an easy application. It's online. The deadline is April 25th, I believe. April 25th. I'd encourage you to not wait until April 24th at, 11:59 p.m. It's really not that hard to do the application. I imagine it'll take you about 15 minutes to fill out. But if you end up waiting until April 24th, that's okay too. We just really want you to be involved. And so if you've got questions about the application, on the website, you'll end up linking to me via email. So don't hesitate to shoot me an email, ask me a question. One of the questions I get a lot, which I'll just mention here, is that we are looking, if you're coming to the Summer Academy, we're looking that you can fully participate in the Academy. So taking half of the Academy because you've got family vacation, unfortunately won't work for the Summer Academy. If that's the case, we encourage you to join us at the one-day events throughout the year and maybe consider joining the Academy a future year. And we are looking that you join the Academy that's in your location. So it's probably the second most common question I get. So if you're in the Baltimore area, I'm going to encourage you to apply to the DC Academy. If you apply to the Chicago Academy, you'll get a very nice note from me that says you're not eligible for the Chicago Academy, but would you like to apply for the DC Academy? So just a couple logistical notes there. But if you've got other questions about the application, don't hesitate to reach out. Always happy to help.
And I'll just add on that there's no required GPA. There's no transcript that you have to submit. We're really trying to make this very, very accessible. And the way that you've been hearing from LaShree and Elizabeth, we're trying to be as accessible and supportive as possible, right? We want to welcome you into this program and have you explore this with us. And so we're not trying to set up a whole lot of hurdles, to get you to spend some time with us. So we'd love to have you. Are there questions that we can answer from anybody about the application? Well, if not, I'm going to have Celeste come back and talk about a couple of upcoming programs, just to do a quick promo on that. And before she does, I just want to thank our panelists for having so eloquently and passionately spoken about the experience that they've had with this program. It's really gratifying for me. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much to our panelists. This was great. So great to hear everybody's kind of different experiences with the Academy, and especially the year-round things and kind of what Elizabeth is doing now with the mentoring program. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly just because I'm very proud of this web. Got a like completely new design. But you can come onto our website. Here you'll find information about the Academy, information about our upcoming events. So you can come on here and apply right away. We already have a hands-on activity. We're going to be adding our March events very soon, where we're going to have some more of these career chat type events, as well as some other fun hands-on activities, social events. We kind of do it all, professional development as well. So definitely check out Exelon STEM.org for future events, as well as some of the Academy information. So with that, thank you so much to everyone who was able to hop on and join us. This is recorded, so you can share it with your friends afterwards if you think that they might be interested in the Academy as well. And if you're watching this afterwards, the website is exelonstemacademy.org to find information about the Academies as well as our year-round events.